In the places where we live, work, and play, we are increasingly having conversations about topics that were formerly taboo. And this is something that I actually celebrate as a person who is very much committed to principles of nonviolence. I work directly with individuals and teams to find ways to show up with more of their humanity. And so many of the rules, both named and unnamed, that we tend to follow when we're together actually mean that we show up in ways that can be performative or dehumanizing. And so when we're having conversations in these areas that may be challenging, we can often feel out of our depth. And this is especially true if we hold more power or have less knowledge or information in some of these areas because of the limits of our lived experiences. I see this often, particularly when working with diverse teams, and that diversity can be around race, it can be around gender, it can be around ability. And so the question often comes up, how can we have these conversations in a way that allows for honest expression while doing our best not to recreate harm? So the first thing that I would say in response to that is that it's really hard to navigate those conversations if you're trying to get it right. Getting it right is rarely possible. These conversations and challenging moments are traditionally hard to navigate. And so what I want to share is just one tip for you to perhaps try out at the first sign that something has gone wrong. So this can look like perhaps the other person has gone silent, or you've gotten some kind of body language cue. They may be pulling away from you, for example, or even your own gut sense that there is now some kind of atmosphere that's present in the conversation that wasn't there before. And so the invitation is for us to pause and check in. And here's an example of what you could say. You could say something along the lines of, I'm feeling like something has shifted. I think I may have stepped in it. If I have, I've missed what it is that I've said or done. Can I check with you? Have I done a misstep? And are you willing to share it with me to support me in getting us back on track? So what's happening in this example is that you're speaking, one, from your own experience. You're not making assumptions about what is going on for the other person. Secondly, you're indicating that you're willing to learn and to take responsibility, be accountable. Third is that you're inviting the other person to share if they want to, allowing space for you to learn from that understanding, and also make room for things like agreements about what to do if such a thing were to happen again. And lastly, you're giving the other person full choice at all times. You are making a request that's a true request that's based on their willingness if they want to share with you information that you might find fruitful or helpful at that time. Thanks for the question.